Welcome back to another month. This February is Mardi Gras, so I'm here with my godfather Walton, and we are going to share with you one of our favorite family recipes.
So every year at Mardi Gras, we try to share a Cajun or Creole recipe that's fun for us. Last year we did gumbo, this year we're doing red beans and rice. Red beans and rice is usually served on Monday using leftover Sunday ham. It's easy to make, it takes a little bit of time, but it's not that hard. It's a great comfort food, and on those cold winter days, this is something that's really very fun to make and also really fun to enjoy. So sit back, watch the video, get the ingredients, and make this with us. We use a pound of red beans. We use a pound of smoked kielbasa. I like the pork. Other people use andouille. I like just plain smoked pork kielbasa. For our vegetables, it's the Holy Trinity. It's a cup of diced yellow onions, a cup of diced celery, and a cup of diced bell peppers. For our seasonings, it's the normal kosher salt, ground black pepper, cayenne pepper, and a couple of bay leaves. I also like a little bit of oregano, a little bit of red pepper. That's out there, I like it. You always have to have garlic. For our finishing, we use parsley, we use green onions, and also some hot sauce, not to create heat, just to create flavor. You need that balance at the very end. It just changes the dish and makes it a little bit better. Instead of using chicken stock or vegetable stock, we actually use ham base. It's really, really good. It's something I had never done, and when I tried it, it changed everything. Better Than Bouillon makes an amazing version of it. There's a lot of other types, but this is a really good one. And so we use this for our stock. So the first thing we do is just add some oil to our pot, just to heat that up, and then we add our sausage to brown that. A lot of the flavor from this comes from browning the sausage and getting that brown bit on the bottom of the pan. So we take out the sausage. Once we browned it and got it nice where we want it, we just take it out and I just put it in a bowl and a paper towel just to let some of the grease come off of it. And then we're going to sit there and take our vegetables and fry them up in the oil and the grease that we had from the sausage, and get some of those burned bits off the bottom of the pan. That's a lot of great flavor that's in there, and we're going to use that to help flavor our red beans and rice. So we'll take our onions, our celery, thank you, and our bell pepper. We'll add our garlic, but we'll do that once these have cooked down a bit. The garlic will burn if you put it in there too early, so you let these go in there and start cooking, and also just take up all these little bits. And we'll give this time to really sweat until the onions become translucent. So we add our garlic and just cook it till it's fragrant. Once it is, we add in our other seasonings and let those cook for just a minute. We're going to add our salt, we're going to add our black pepper, we're going to add our cayenne pepper. I like to add a little oregano, and then also I like to add a few red chili flakes. I think it just spices up a little bit and it's nice. The last two are optional in the recipe. And we're going to stir those in. We also are going to add our bay leaf. The recipe calls for 3 bay leaves, and this just adds the flavor I think you need. Let those heat up in the oil for just a minute, and then we're going to add in our stock and then add our beans. We'll start with 2 cups of the ham base. We're going to add in our beans and then keep adding in our ham base on top of that. This is a cup of beans, the red beans that we've soaked overnight. You need to soak them for at least 6 hours. Overnight's preferable. We've soaked these overnight. So we've added our sausage, and it's cooking. And we're going to bring this to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer. So you can see this is cooked down dramatically, and you can see it's thickened up. We're going to add to this now our green onions, our parsley, and our hot sauce to add that extra flavor, and let it continue cooking for another hour or so.
So you can see how thick it is right now, but to get that classic red beans and rice texture, we need to mash up some of the beans, which will let out some of the starch and really thicken it up. So there are a number of ways you can do it. You can pull some beans out and stir them up in a cup to mash them, or use the wooden paddle to kind of mash them against the side of the pot, or if you've got a potato masher, you can simply just have fun with it and just squish them down inside the pot. You want to get about 1/4 of the beans kind of mashed up.
And then let that continue cooking for another hour or so till we get the consistency we want. If it looks like it's too thick, just add some more ham base to make sure it doesn't burn. But now it's just watching, waiting, and getting ready to eat.
It's hot, but it's really good. Last thing is remember to fish out all those bay leaves.
While you're doing this, you can also cook your rice. We like Louisiana long grain white rice to serve this with. The red beans and rice are delicious. So make them, they're not hard to make. They take a little bit of time, but they're so good.
And thank you so much for joining us. Happy Mardi Gras, and we'll see you again next month.
They are pretty good. Just a little.